Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot Deck is the Three of Stones and Creativity. And one of the things that really drew my attention today on this card is where the green woman's hands are placed. They are placed down by her side and out, and hands closed. And the reason why that's interesting is the Seven of Stones healing card. He's got his arms, the green man has got his arms down by his side, and his hands are away from him. They're not open. So I look at that as closed. Okay. And then the Son of Life, when you look at his hands, they're down along the side of him, and the hands are closed. So what does that mean, you think? Well, for me, what it tells me is that the green man, the green woman, the Son of Life, they're all open to opportunities, open to possibilities. All right, they're not closed off like the Two of Arrows in Injustice, how she's closed off. Right? Stones is all about materialism, security, and stability, right? And, when you've got your hands down like that, in my opinion, you're open to all possibilities of what's going on. That security, that stability, that materialism. And with the Son of Life beaming in, that's also, you're feeling empowered. You're open to the experience of what the sun wants to give you, that energy, right? And just fill you up as you're basking by this pool with the Ace of Vessels. Okay. The other thing that really struck my attention is the left hand is on the Taurus or on the Auroch in this deck. The right hand is above the horse, which is the Knight of Stones. And the Knight of Stones has got that nice sure footing, all right, and it's going to carry you through to whatever it is on this project that you want to work on. The other thing that drew my attention was the horse in the background on the Son of Life. And to me, that's empowerment. Okay, so here you are being empowered, being open to all possibilities, as it pertains to materialism, security, and stability. And this could be a healing process within the spirit. Now, the creativity piece of this is, the three stones is, she's got her hand on both of them and then the one above it. All right. And she is grounded in the wildwood. She's got her roots firmly planted. She's got the support of the horse. She's got the support of the Auroch or the Taurus. The bull. There's collaboration going on between the spirit world and the universe, okay, and with what she wants to do, and it's the same is true for us. All right, there might be that spark of security, that creative endeavor that you're working on to give you more stability, give you more security, give you more materialism. And when I say materialism, it doesn't have to be, wealth. It just could be security in what you have, right? Maybe, putting new windows in a house or something on that nature, right? So with the healing energy combined with creative energy, there could be an opportunity to meditate. There could be an opportunity to sit down with others in a like-minded group and lead in a meditation following, right? Think about when you go to yoga and you're doing all the stretches and everything like that. You're with like-minded people, but that's a spiritual practice that some people take in besides just exercise. It's also that spiritual practice of clearing the mind out, right? Using that as a meditative exercise to relax and let things flow through you, give you clarity, give you peace of mind, give you healing as well. along your spiritual path. And as I talked about yesterday with that healing, that could be from a physical, it could be from a emotional, it could be from, whatever trauma that it's out there. But to creatively look at opportunities for yourself to grow, whether that's through teaching others, whether that's through communication, telling others, working with them and communicating with them to help them grow on their spiritual path. That's part of that teaching. That's part of that mentoring, right? To show them the value and worth that they have, in their positions at work, right? Whether they're younger or older, right? Giving them that life perspective. And just understanding that, through those creative moments, through looking at opportunities of self-worth and empowerment and self-confidence, we grow our knowledge, we grow our wisdom. And with that, we become more stable in our own environment. We become more stable on our spiritual path as we continue walking on. Because we're able to share those ideas, we're able to share those concepts, and and help show others, along the way what's going on. So, with her being well grounded and got her hands down and open to new opportunities, bringing those new creative thoughts in the collaboration, with the horse and the auroch, she's able to do some healing, okay, in a concept to where it's getting back into the flow of the universe, getting back into the flow of spirit, understanding that, I'm being radiated in my life. I've got that nuclear energy of the sun of life going through you. And not having the, you still have the two kings down here as well. Where you need to take charge as well, whereas, where do you need to focus on clearly? By taking charge in your relationship, by taking charge in your family dynamics, by taking charge in, your department, showing that leadership ability, and coming up with creative ideas to strengthen the stability that's within each of those microcosms, all right, helps everybody else along the line. It gives them that peace of mind that nothing's going to go wrong. There's that security of knowing, everything's going to be all right. I trust this person to make the right decisions, in our department. Your significant other looks like, I trust them, with coming up with this plan on a vacation. Kids look at us, they look at it with excitement, right? And in that relationship, if there's something creative you want to do in that relationship, there's got to be a trust factor, involved in that. That's where the collaboration comes through and say, let's work on, fixing up this room, or let's work on, the possibility of getting a new car. When everybody's working toward the same goal, and everybody's working toward, taking care of business, that's where everybody starts getting that secure stability feeling of, everything's going to be all right. And when you focus on that and you're taking charge, you can start seeing the plan come together. Everybody gets empowered. Everybody gets into a better attitude, having that positive attitude, moving forward. And before you realize it, everybody's healing themselves of the, they're clearing out the negative junk and becoming more positive in their attitude. They're more enlightened. They're more empowered to do more because you've taken the opportunity to collaborate with everybody. How can we make this work together? Whether that's in a work situation, a relationship, or family dynamic. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot Deck, that 3 of Stones and creativity. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share with others, and give me a thumbs up. And this is D for a Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.